Ah, you know, sometimes you feel like the world around you is a trap, a cage you can't escape, a place that's suffocating your every breath, your every thought. And yet, they believed you would never leave. They set up the chains, tightened the shackles, and made sure you'd never see the door, never feel the wind of freedom. They expected you to be content in the darkness, to live in the shadows of their control, of their beliefs. But here you are, standing on the edge, staring at the abyss with a fire burning in your soul. And they thought they knew you. They thought they had you figured out. They thought they had your loyalty, your weakness, your silence. But they didn't understand a damn thing about you. They didn't understand the depths of your hunger, the magnitude of your thirst for something more than their empty promises. They believed you would never leave because they never took the time to see what was inside of you, what was lurking in the corners of your mind, waiting for the right moment to break free. You see, they thought they were the ones who held the power. They believed they could shape your fate, could decide your future with a glance or a gesture, a word or a promise. But they couldn't. They didn't. And now, the moment has arrived, the moment you've been quietly building towards, the moment they will never expect. You've made it, not by their rules, not by their design, but by your own will, your own strength. You've bided your time, hidden your true intentions, let them believe that you were just another pawn in their game, another victim of their lies. But now, it's time to show them what you're really made of. You've been playing a role, pretending to be just like them, pretending to be stuck, pretending to be just another face in the crowd. They didn't see it coming, did they? The moment you would break free, the moment you would rise from the ashes of their expectations. They thought you were weak, that you were small, that you couldn't possibly escape their grasp. But they forgot one thing. You have always been more than they could ever comprehend. You've been underestimated your whole life, haven't you? They've always seen you as less, as unimportant, as someone who couldn't possibly challenge their authority, their control. They believed you would never leave because they didn't realize the power of your mind, the strength of your heart, the intensity of your will. They thought they had you cornered, that you would always stay in your place, always follow their rules, always obey their commands. But they didn't see the fire in your eyes, the hunger in your chest, the desire to break free that has been growing inside you every day. The truth is, they never knew who you were. They thought you were weak, but you were always strong. They thought you were bound, but you were always free. They thought you were afraid, but you were always fearless. And now, you are ready to show them just how wrong they were, just how much they underestimated you. They thought you would stay in their shadows forever, that you would remain a prisoner of their beliefs, their lies, their false promises. But the moment they forgot about you, the moment they stopped watching, was the moment you started to slip away. You were never meant to stay in their cage, in their world. You were never meant to be their puppet, their tool, their weapon. You were meant for something more, something greater. But they never gave you the chance to show it. They didn't believe in you. They didn't believe you could ever rise above, rise beyond, rise past their narrow vision of who you were supposed to be. And now, they will pay the price for their ignorance. Now, they will see the strength they never saw, the power they never believed existed. Because you didn't just survive in their world, you thrived. You didn't just exist under their watchful eyes, you grew stronger, sharper, more determined. Every time they thought they had you cornered, you found a way out. Every time they thought they had control, you broke free. Every time they thought they had you figured out, you proved them wrong. You are not the person they thought you were. You are not the person they tried to make you into. You are something much more dangerous, much more powerful, much more unstoppable. And now, they will learn the hard way. They will learn that you are not someone they can control, not someone they can manipulate. They will learn that you are not bound by their limitations, by their expectations, by their beliefs. They will learn that you are a force to be reckoned with, a force that cannot be contained, a force that will tear down their world piece by piece, if that's what it takes to be free. So, let them watch. Let them see you leave. Let them see you break away from everything they thought they had a hold on. Let them see you step into the unknown, into the abyss, into the future that they tried to deny you. Let them see you walk away from their lies, their control, their belief that you would never leave. Because you are leaving, and there's nothing they can do about it. They can try to hold you back, try to chain you down, try to force you to stay. But they will fail. They will fail because you have already made your choice. You have already made your decision. And once you've made a decision like this, there's no turning back. There's no going back to the person you used to be, to the life they tried to make you live. There's only forward, only the endless horizon of your own potential, your own power, your own freedom. And that freedom, it's worth everything. It's worth every moment of pain, every struggle, every battle. They never understood that you were never meant to stay. They thought you were their captive, but you were always their captor. You were the one who held the key, the one who controlled your own fate. And now you're unlocking that door. Now you're stepping out of the shadows, stepping into the light, stepping into the world that you were always meant to create. They believed you would never leave. They believed they could keep you down forever. But now, you're about to prove them wrong. And when they look back, when they realize what's happened, it will be too late. You're already gone. So take that first step. Let the world know that you are not who they thought you were. You are not what they wanted you to be. You are not confined by their beliefs, their rules, their expectations. You are more than that. You always were. And now, the world will see who you truly are. The truth is, they never stood a chance. They never knew the power you held, the strength you possessed, the fire that burned within you. But you knew. You always knew. And now, you finally let it out. You finally left. And there's nothing they can do to stop you. They believed you would never leave, but they were wrong. So wrong. And now, it's your time to rise. It's your time to show the world what happens when someone like you decides they've had enough. You've left their world behind, and there's no turning back. You are free, and you always will be. In the end, they were the ones trapped in their own illusions, their own web of lies, their own failures to see the truth. They built a world around you, a prison of their design, believing they had created a fortress so secure that you could never escape, that you could never break free from the walls they had carefully erected. But what they failed to understand is that their fortress was not built of steel or stone. It was built from the chains of their own arrogance, their own delusions of control. And no matter how tightly they locked you in, no matter how many walls they put up, you were never really theirs to control. You see, they thought their control was absolute. They thought they could dictate the course of your life, dictate your actions, your choices, your future. They thought they could shape you into something that fit their vision, fit their needs. They saw you as nothing more than a tool, a resource, something to be used and discarded when no longer of value. They believed they could keep you under their thumb forever, that you would always comply, always obey. They underestimated the depth of your will, the vastness of your potential. Every day you lived under their control, you were silently plotting your escape. They didn't notice the small signs, the subtle shifts in your behavior, the quiet defiance in your eyes. They were so blinded by their own power, by their own sense of superiority, that they couldn't see what was right in front of them. They couldn't see that you were quietly outgrowing their hold on you, that the chains they thought were unbreakable were already starting to rust and crumble. They didn't realize that your silence was not a sign of submission. It wasn't a sign that they had won, that they had beaten you into submission. No, your silence was your strength. It was the calm before the storm, the stillness that held within it the power of 1,000 hurricanes. While they thought they had you cornered, while they thought they had you subdued, you were gathering your strength, fortifying your mind, sharpening your resolve. They believed you would never leave because they couldn't fathom the depths of your desire to break free. They couldn't understand the fire that burned inside of you, the thirst for freedom, for control, for a life that was truly your own. They saw you as small, as insignificant, as just another pawn in their game. But they didn't realize that beneath your calm exterior was a force that, when unleashed, could destroy everything they had worked so hard to build. Every time they pushed you, every time they tried to box you in, they were only strengthening your resolve. They didn't understand that every obstacle they put in your way only made you more determined to escape. They didn't see the way you were evolving, growing stronger, more capable with each passing day. They didn't realize that you were becoming something they could never control, something they could never break. And now, as you stand on the precipice, ready to step into the unknown, you realize something that they never could. You realize that they were never in control. They never held the power they thought they did. Because the truth is, control is an illusion. Power is an illusion. They thought they had power over you, but they never did. You were always the one who had the key to your own freedom. You were always the one who held the power to walk away. The moment you decided to leave, the moment you chose to break free, they were the ones who became trapped in their own expectations, trapped in their own beliefs, trapped in their own inability to see beyond their narrow vision of the world. They built their lives around the idea that you would always be there, that you would always follow their rules, that you would always stay in your place. But they didn't realize that you were never meant to stay in that place. You were always meant for something more, something greater. As you walk away, as you leave behind the life they tried to force upon you, you realize that their world was built on fragile foundations. The structures they thought were unshakable are crumbling now, because they were never as strong as they appeared. Their power was based on manipulation, fear, and control. They didn't understand the strength of someone who had nothing left to lose, the power of someone who had been pushed to the brink and finally found the courage to break free. They were trapped in their own need to control, trapped in their own belief that they could mold others into their vision of perfection. They couldn't see that perfection was never the goal. Freedom was. You didn't want to fit into their mold. You wanted to create your own. You didn't want to be a part of their world. You wanted to build your own world, one where you were the master of your fate, the ruler of your destiny. Now, as you step into the unknown, as you embrace the uncertainty of the future, you realize that this is where true power lies. True power doesn't come from control. It doesn't come from forcing others to bend to your will. True power comes from freedom, the freedom to choose, the freedom to decide your own path, the freedom to live your life on your terms. They thought you would never leave. They thought they could keep you trapped forever. But they didn't understand that freedom is not something that can be taken from you. It's something you choose. It's something you create. And now you have chosen. You have created your own freedom, and nothing they can do will take it away. They are the ones trapped now, trapped in their own world of control, trapped in their own lies, trapped in their own fear of losing the power they thought they had. They built their entire world around the idea that you would always be there, that you would always be their obedient follower, their loyal servant. But you've shattered that illusion. You've torn down their walls. You've broken free from their grasp, and there's nothing they can do to stop you. As you walk away, you realize that this is just the beginning. The road ahead is uncertain, yes, but it is also full of possibility. You're no longer bound by the chains they tried to place around you. You are free to pursue your own dreams, to build your own future, to create a life that is truly yours. And no one can take that away from you. They believed you would never leave. They believed you would always stay, always obey, always be content in their world. But now, they see the truth. Now, they see the strength inside you, the power that they could never understand, the fire that they could never extinguish. And as they watch you walk away, as they realize that you are gone, they will understand that they were never in control. They were never the ones with the power. In the end, they were the ones trapped in their own delusions, trapped in their own need to control, trapped in their own fear of losing what little power they had left. And you are free. You are no longer bound by their beliefs, no longer confined by their expectations. You are no longer a prisoner in their world. And that, my friend, is the greatest freedom of all. You are free to be yourself. You are free to live your life as you see fit. You are free to pursue your dreams, to make your own choices, to create your own destiny. And nothing can take that away from you. Nothing can ever trap you again. They believed you would never leave, but you left. And in doing so, you became more than they ever imagined. You became a force that could never be stopped, a person who would never be held down, a soul that would never be silenced. You broke free, and now you are the one in control. In the end, they were the ones trapped. They were the ones who built their world on lies, on manipulation, on fear. And you built your freedom on the truth. You built it on your own strength, your own will, your own desire for something more. And that, my friend, is why you will never be trapped again. You will never be bound by the expectations of others. You will never again be a prisoner of their beliefs, their control, their lies. You are free, and in that freedom, you are unstoppable. The weight that once burdened your soul, that chained you to a life not your own, has been lifted. In its place, an unyielding force is born within you, a force that no one and nothing can break. Freedom is no longer a mere word or an abstract idea. It is the very essence of your existence. It is what defines you now, what drives you forward into the unknown, into the vast expanse of possibility. There is nothing holding you back anymore, nothing anchoring you to the past. The chains are gone, and now you move with the power of 1,000 storms. You have felt the coldness of confinement, the suffocating grip of those who tried to mold you, manipulate you, bend you to their will. You felt the suffocating air of a world designed for someone else, a world that forced you to suffocate in silence. You know what it is to feel small, insignificant, trapped in a box with no way out. But now, the box is shattered. The air is clearer, the horizon infinitely more open, and for the first time in what feels like forever, you breathe deeply, and you feel alive. Freedom does something to a person. It transforms them in ways that can't be understood until they experience it for themselves. Freedom gives you power. Power over your own destiny, power over your thoughts, your actions, your path. And when you realize that power, when you understand what it truly means to be free, you can never go back. You can never allow yourself to return to the life that once held you prisoner. No. Now you are a force of nature, a being capable of moving mountains, of breaking down the walls of your past and reconstructing a future that is entirely your own. In this newfound freedom, you become a master of your own fate. Your mind, once clouded with doubts, is now a sharpened weapon. Your heart, once heavy with regret, now beats with a relentless desire to carve a new path. You have a clarity that you never had before, a crystal clear vision of who you are and what you can achieve. The chains that once held you have fallen away, leaving only the raw power of your will. You see, in the past, you were constantly told what you could and couldn't do, where you should and shouldn't go, who you should and shouldn't be. But all those voices, all those expectations were nothing but lies, nothing but illusions meant to confine you. They spoke of limitations, of boundaries, of rules that governed your every step. But now, you know the truth. There are no boundaries, no limits, no rules except the ones you create for yourself. And as you stand at the threshold of this new life, you realize that you are not bound by the narrow vision of others. You are not bound by their standards, their definitions of success, their expectations of what you should become. You are free to define yourself, to carve out your own existence in a world that had once sought to erase your uniqueness. In this freedom, you are unstoppable because you know that you control your destiny. Every choice you make now, every step you take, is yours and yours alone. No one can dictate your path but you. They, the ones who thought they had you trapped forever, now watch from their own prison. They are trapped by their own insecurity, their own fear, their own refusal to see the strength that has been inside you all along. They thought you were small. They thought you were weak. They thought they could control you. But they didn't know the real you. They never saw the fire burning in your chest, the determination in your soul, the raw hunger for something more. They never saw the potential that was lying dormant, waiting to explode. Now that they've been left behind, they can only look on in awe and confusion as you blaze a trail forward that they can never follow. The difference between you and them is simple. While they are trapped by the past, by their fears and doubts, by their need to control, you are free. You have cast aside their limitations and embraced your own power. You have chosen to take control of your future, to forge a new path, to walk into the unknown with a fire in your heart and the certainty that you will succeed. And because you are free, because you are unstoppable, you will succeed in ways they can't even imagine. Every step you take in this newfound freedom is one step closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. No longer will you be weighed down by the judgments of others, the doubts planted in your mind, the expectations placed upon you. No longer will you cower in the face of adversity or hide behind the walls they built around you. No longer will you remain silent in the face of injustice or shrink back from the challenges ahead. Because now you know that every challenge is an opportunity. Every obstacle is a test of your strength, a moment to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming anything. And every failure is not a setback, but a lesson that teaches you more about your own resilience, about the depth of your power, about the infinite possibilities that await you. You are unstoppable because you understand the truth. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. And now that you have broken free from the constraints others placed on you, you understand that the world is yours to conquer. Nothing can hold you back now. No one can define you. No one can tell you who you are or who you should be. Only you have the power to shape your own identity, to build the life you want to live. And it's not just about the external world. It's about you, the person you are becoming. You are unstoppable because you've unlocked the full potential of your own being. You've freed yourself from the mental cages that kept you from believing in yourself, from trusting your instincts, from seeing the truth of who you are. Now, you know your worth. Now, you know that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. You are limitless because you have removed the walls that once held you back. You are no longer confined by fear, by self-doubt, by the voices of those who tried to tear you down. You have come into your own, and this is only the beginning, because now, with every breath you take, with every action you make, you are building the future you deserve. No longer will you live in the shadows of others' expectations. No longer will you wait for permission to succeed. You will take what is yours. You will rise with unwavering confidence, with determination, with the knowledge that nothing is out of your reach. The road ahead is long, yes, and there will be moments of difficulty, moments of doubt, moments when the world seems to push back against your every move. But you will face those moments, not with fear, but with the certainty that you are capable of overcoming them. You will rise stronger each time you fall, and each setback will only make you more determined to press forward. You are unstoppable, because you know that success is not a destination, but a journey. And you are ready for that journey. They were trapped because they believed in a world of limitations. They believed in their own small, narrow vision of what was possible. They thought they could trap you in their world of fear, control, and conformity. But you are not like them. You do not accept limitations. You are not bound by anyone else's beliefs about what is possible. You understand that the universe is infinite, and so are you. You are unstoppable because you understand that you are a creator, a builder, a force that is constantly evolving and growing. They will watch as you soar to new heights. They will watch as you carve your own path, as you make your dreams a reality. And in their eyes, there will be a reflection of their own failures, their own limitations, their own inability to break free from the chains they placed around themselves. And it will be too late for them to change. They will remain trapped while you continue to rise, unstoppable in your pursuit of your own destiny. So take that first step. Take it with confidence, with certainty, with the unshakable belief that nothing can stop you. Take that step and let the world see what happens when someone like you breaks free from the confines of fear and doubt. Take that step and let the world see the power that resides within you, a power that is limitless, unstoppable, and destined for greatness.